Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What's good, y'all? It's your man Hezo, and welcome back to the Blacktop, where I always got next, you feel me?
Kill all these motherfuckers. I'm sick of fucking tired of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. I'm so fucking tired of this shit. Fuck this shit.
Oh, man. That was a heartbreaking loss, man. It just stormed back from 18 and you lose on a buzzer beater. Kind of the same way the Bulls lost the last game that these two teams met. That is just very, very heartbreaking to see. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Leave a like on the video. We are just under 900 subs. Let's see if we can get there by this weekend. And then the 1,000 mark is right around the corner. But y'all keep in mind, I am going to be gone for this next whole week for Christmas. I'm going to be up north spending time with family. So there's only about 2 videos left for me for content-wise this year. So if y'all want to see that jersey giveaway, be sure to subscribe. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So another tough loss. And this is another game that we had in our palms. We had it in our hands and we just, here you go, Chicago. You want the win? Okay. I don't even know what to say anymore about the inconsistency of this team. I mean, you come out flat on offense once again. Other than Trey, he was the only person that did anything the entire first half. We couldn't get stops. Chicago came out hot offensively. DeMar DeRozan does DeMar DeRozan things and makes every single mid-range jumper known to man. We struggle to get stops, and we are really missing Clint Capella, turning the ball over, not making shots in the first half. Other than Trey, I mean, Trey was incredible all game. He did have not really a great second half, but he really wasn't shooting as much. He had 4 threes in the first quarter and legitimately had almost half the points, or over half the points at halftime. I mean, he had 29 at the half, and he was literally the only source of offense Atlanta had. Just, again, another game where you come out stagnant and come out flat on offense, and then we go down by double digits once again, an 18-point deficit, and have to climb out of it. And it just seems like that is the inconsistency, or really the consistency that we've seen a lot of times throughout the season, where we come out stagnant on offense, the team jumps on us, and we lose to a team that we should have beat. Now the second half rolls around, and we played a lot better offensively. Came out the gate, DeJounte was knocking down shots. He started to get going a little bit early. The defense really stepped up, but we were still turning the ball over a little bit too much. But other guys were getting involved. Bogey started to get going a little bit. AJ Griffin hit some big shots. I'm going to talk about him here in just a second. Trey was kind of quiet. He did hit, I think, two more threes or whatever. He finished, I think, with 7 threes on the night, and he had an incredible game overall. 34 points on the night, but only 5 points in the second half. But he was kind of, being a little bit more passive, so that was good to see that he was trying to get other guys involved. Double O had a very solid game. He had a double-double, but the Bulls offense just kept kind of fighting. And even when we took the lead, and we had a quick 8-point lead in the fourth quarter after AJ Griffin, man, had an incredible fourth quarter. He hit 3 threes. Bogey had a huge fourth quarter. And then that's when the questionable coaching comes in. AJ Griffin gets taken out of the game. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. He was really your main source of offense, and the offense was, playing very fluid with him and Bogey on the floor with DeJounte running point. I just don't understand why make the change. I mean, I understand bringing Trey back into the game, but why would you not ride it out with AJ Griffin either the rest of the game, or sit him for a minute, let him get a breather, and then bring him back in? I love Dre. I love JC, but these two guys probably shouldn't have been in the game over AJ Griffin because of what AJ Griffin was doing the entire fourth quarter. Now, I know you need DeAndre Hunter's defense on DeMar DeRozan, but it didn't even matter, man. DeMar DeRozan was making every mid-range shot he was taking, and he really almost made the game winner before. I'm going to talk about it. You'll see. I'm going to talk about it. Give me a second. But the fourth quarter execution early on in the quarter was great. The ball was moving. Guys were getting shots, open looks from threes. But then once again, man, down the stretch of the ball game, it was ISO ball, like 3 or 4 straight possessions. It's either Trey or DeJounte every single time. It's stagnant, it's predictable, and it's easy to guard when you have them running it down to 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock, and then they take either a step back jump shot or just a contested, kind of floater in the lane. That's bad offense, man. How many times have we seen it? Over and over and over. where it is just ISO ball the entire stretch of the last couple minutes of the game, and the offense goes cold. We had an 8-point lead in this game with about 4 minutes or so left, and we choked it away again and again. It happened against Orlando, and we got bailed out with a foul when Paolo fouled DeJounte Murray on that jump shot. At some point, I don't understand when Nate is going to make the adjustment to stop playing ISO ball the entire last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter when you're trying to find offense and it's just not working. It never works. Occasionally, yeah, Trey will hit a deep 3 dagger or whatever, or he'll hit the step back jump shot, but it's still a bad shot at the end of the day. It doesn't make it a good shot because he makes the shot. And we saw tonight, we struggled for offense in those last couple minutes when Levine hit back-to-back buckets, and one was to take the lead, and then Trey went right to the pick and roll and hit double O on a lob. Where was that the last 3 possessions? That's what I don't understand. Instead of going to an ISO ball where everyone just clears out, either get to a pick and roll or start to move the ball around offensively so you can draw and kick, drive and kick to an open shooter. AJ Griffin should have been in the game, and it's just that freaking simple, man. It really is. 4 seconds left. DeMar DeRozan gets the ball on the inbound, pulls up for a contested jump shot. Again, Dre did an excellent job contesting that shot, so shout out to Dre. He didn't have the greatest game, but he did what he could against this freaking monster DeMar DeRozan. What he is from mid-range. Dude, he just doesn't miss from mid-range. It's ridiculous. And then John Collins. You got one job, bro. Grab the fucking rebound. Listen, man, I've praised John Collins. I love John Collins, but dude, you got to get the board, bro. You got to get the board. It's inexcusable to let Ayo Dosunmu get the offensive rebound and then put it back up as time expires for the game-winning shot. It's just unacceptable. And once again, they let up an offensive rebound on a game-deciding bucket. We did it, well, I think it was the last game against the Chicago, whenever they hit should have been, I can't remember how it exactly happened, but we gave up a huge offensive rebound. I do know that. It's just time after time, we give up a huge offensive rebound when it really could, well, obviously that didn't, it did decide the game because it would have went into overtime. It's either an offensive rebound or just poor defense. It's always something, man. It's always something with this freaking team. I don't get it. So I'm going to get into my final takeaways. Number 1 was Trey. He had an excellent game overall. Shot the ball well from 3. He was trying to get a lot of contact later in the game, and he just wasn't getting calls. So he did. I wouldn't say he struggled in the second half, but he did only have 5 points. But he didn't really shoot as much, so he was trying to get other guys involved. So I'm not going to hold that against him. Trey had an excellent game overall, and it looks like he's really starting to get back into his rhythm. He hit 7 threes on the night. He had a good game against the Magic, so he's starting to get his rhythm back, and he's starting to knock down those step back threes and everything that we're accustomed to Trey hitting. So that was definitely great to see, even in the loss. Number 2 was the turnovers, man. There was too many costly turnovers throughout this game where they were just sloppy. DeJounte did not have a good game. Yeah, he got not really got hot, but he hit a lot of, mid-range shots early in the third quarter, but just really struggled to get going overall. His 3-ball did not fall. He was turning the ball over. I think he had like 4 turnovers just before even the halftime. And a lot of them were costly. And it wasn't even just him. Trey had a lot of costly turnovers as well. And there was just a lot of bad turnovers throughout this game to where we were trying to go on a run, or we would try and take the lead or cut into the lead, and then we would turn it over, and then Chicago comes down and get a bucket. Now, eventually we did take the lead, but we just couldn't hold on to it once again. My third and final takeaway for this game is the fourth quarter execution. Once again, early on, it was great. It was, everybody was eating. Everybody was getting involved. AJ Griffin played great. Bogey played great, all in the fourth quarter. But once again, stagnant-ass offense. I've already touched on it. I'm not going to go too much further into it. ISO ball is killing this team, man. It is killing the Hawks down the fourth quarter stretches of games. And again, for the 1,000th time, we saw it against Orlando, and we saw it against other teams this season when we cannot close out the game and just pull away because we go to ISO ball. It's either Trey or DeJounte. Every single time, it's stagnant, it's predictable, and something needs to change. So I'm gonna pretty much leave it there. Hawks win streak ends at 2 games. We just can't find a way to string together multiple wins, and it's against bad teams, man. I'm not a Chicago hater, man, but they're not a good team this year. Outside of DeRozan, they really haven't had a ton of production. So we fall back to 500, now sitting at 16-16, and it's really so hard to predict if we're going to come out with a win against a bad team or if we're going to shit the bed like tonight. And it just happens over and over, and it's frustrating, man. It really is frustrating to watch and frustrating to come on here and do these recaps and sound so depressed, and I apologize for that, but it is, especially after a loss like that, a heartbreaking loss like that, it's hard to come on here and be excited, man. It really is. For me to be excited, it really is, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try and be optimistic. Hopefully we get Clint back in the next couple games and we can kind of fully get back on track with a fully healthy team going into the new year. We still got a lot of season left, but we will see what happens. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. What did y'all think about overall for this game? What do y'all see, going forward for this team? Trades, all that stuff like that. Let me know what y'all think about Travis Schlenk stepping down as the basketball operations guy. I did not touch on that earlier in the video, but let me know what y'all think about that news. Leave a like on the video, and I will catch y'all next episode.